Exactly, I'm saying that. I'm saying that.
Where we are on this.
I'll tell you, I'm saying exactly that, and I'm so glad you asked me that question.
No, you earlier said.
Yes, no, allow me, Nirmala, now that you let me explain it to you so that issue becomes more transparent and clear to you. Team Anna went along with you right up to what happened in Mumbai. In Mumbai, Team Anna Hazare walked off the stage when he was asked about, being soft on the BJP. Arvind Kejriwal was there. We know the media asked the questions. Team Anna changed its line on the 6th of January 2012. Nirmala Sitharaman, let me please rack your memory, because you remember on the 6th of January 2012, the BJP was very upset when Team Anna said the BJP is no different after tainted leaders like Kushwaha were brought in. There will be no takers, Team Anna said, for its claim that of zero tolerance against corruption. Then, let me again rack your memory, Nirmala Sitharaman. You will remember the 2nd of April 2012, when Team Anna, led by Arvind Kejriwal, led a full-out attack on the BJP for the weak Lokayukt bill in Himachal Pradesh. Team Anna, whether under pressure from media or public pressure, changed its strategy and started taking you on. You now needed somebody who wouldn't take you on, take the focus away from the Lokpal, put the focus on something like black money, and also not keep attacking you every day. If you get my point. So, that explains why I asked you earlier that Team Anna is not attacking you.
Just a minute.
But when Team Anna begins to attack you, you quickly devise a strategy and say, let's give the legitimacy to someone like Baba Ramdev. That's the way some people are beginning to read this.
No, I have to submit here that whoever is reading it wrong, and you're placing the pieces of the jigsaw in a very uncomfortable way. Uncomfortable in the sense of that it will not fit in the larger scheme of things.
But
earlier,
this is
Baba Ramdev was highlighting the issues of black money, on which the BJP had already started doing it since 2009. No. The question of black money and work towards getting the black money back into the country was already in a very, very expansive way, also forming the task force and so on. The BJP had already gone ahead working on it. And there it was an issue where the government of the day had to work. So since 2009, Shri Advani has been following it up, and Baba Ramdev, when he sat on a dharna, it was mostly on black money. And in that, the government of the day is expected to work, whether it is BJP or anybody else doesn't come into the picture. You never had issues where you could question Ramdev about why there are certain things not being raised about BJP, except the Congress came back to us to say, what did you do when NDA was in power?
Very pointedly,
and for which we have been giving answers.
But
when you're talking of Lokpal, the BJP, being the principal opposition party, had questions from Team Anna, for which our senior leaders engaged with Team Anna, and therefore aspects of Jan Lokpal where we had discomfort, we explained it. We had discomfort more from the point of view of whether it will sit in the larger framework of the Constitution. And therefore, let's not mix up the agenda. If there is a common ground of black money and corruption getting together now, it will be supported by the BJP anyway. So the line that you're drawing about, Ramdev did not question us, whereas Anna questioned us.
It's a fact.
I think is not really all correct.
Whether it's on or not, Nirmala, whether it's on or off, the fact is a fact. The fact is Team Anna and Kejriwal attacked you. As soon as someone attacks you, you change your line and you give legitimacy to someone else. I want to come to Mr. Vedic, because he's been listening on very closely. Mr. Vedic, tell me, right now this strategy, would you concede that Baba Ramdev has changed his strategy? And behind any change of strategy, there has to be some thought. You can't be naming people almost every day, in every speech, and suddenly overnight say, now, henceforth, I will not name anyone. Don't you think that people of the country will ask you? Yes, Mr. Farooqi. Mr. Farooqi?
Vedic ji has already said, Vedic ji has just now said it.
What?
That Baba Ramdev has changed his strategy. He has said that Baba Ramdev perhaps have learned. Just now he has said.
But I want to know the reason why.
Ramdev has changed his strategy.
But I want to know the reason why.
Let Vedic ji explain it.
I am asking why. Mr. Vedic, explain it.
Arnav ji, yes, Arnav ji, the reason is very simple. Baba Ramdev is not fighting a personal battle against this leader or that party. His main focus has to be on corruption. And having that kind of focus, he has to ignore many things. Even those
How can you ignore?
Who abuse him. That's
Ignore what?
He has been doing gradually for the last 1 year. And this was the point of culmination that at his press conference and now yesterday at Jantar Mantar, he spoke out very clearly that any party is welcome to join us. Any leader is welcome to join us. We just want to get rid of corruption.
Mr. Vaidik.
If you talk about this leader or that leader, whole focus is gone.
So you are saying he didn't have focus all along?
This kind of bickering.
No, Mr. Vaidik, are you saying...
As far as
Mr. Vaidik,
Arvind Kejriwal is concerned...
No, Mr. Vaidik.
Very simple.
Okay, you continue on Arvind Kejriwal. I just wanted to ask you whether you are effectively saying that Baba Ramdev didn't have focus till now. Yes, you want to say something about Arvind Kejriwal. Go on.
Yeah, you see, Arvind Kejriwal was very unwell in the morning and he was traveling with me in my car.
Oh, man.
And he told me, I want to go back home. I persuaded him to come with us at the stage. He was not willing to speak at all. And he didn't know that the last night, Baba Ramdev ji and I decided that we will not name anybody. We will make our focus on the issues.
No, but there's no clarity, Mr. Vaidik.
He spoke in his own style.
Mr. Vaidik, there is
nothing wrong about it.
Mr. Vaidik, there is...
Baba Ramdev had to clarify the whole
Mr.
thing.
Vaidik, it's not a big deal.
There is no divergence.
It's not a big deal, but I want to simply know which version is right. Arvind Kejriwal told me half an hour back on the Newshour that there was no agreement with Anna Hazare not to name people. Yeah. Baba Ramdev says there was an agreement with Anna Hazare not to name people. Maybe Kejriwal didn't know about it.
No.
You see, what is going on here? I thought this was an uncensored, unedited,
there was nothing like an
clear, unthought, unrehearsed, an unrehearsed fight against corruption. It can't become a rehearsed, edited, well-planned fight against corruption.
No, you are very right. You are very right. After 1 year's divergence, it was the first occasion when both movements met at Jantar Mantar. So there was not a long, detailed discussion about the strategy, about the day-to-day or hour-to-hour program. So what Arvind said was his usual style. And what Ramdev said was to reiterate the principle that we formulated for this specific conference which was held yesterday. So there is no divergence.
I would only
til ka taal banana hai.
No, til ka kaun nahi. You are saying you are making
baat ko unnecessary blow up.
100%. You can only observation is this. Yes, Kamal Farooqi and Nirmala Sitharaman both want to come in. I'm only making a small observation that we remember April last year. We remember August last year. There was no planning, there was no thinking, it was spontaneous, the people were coming out spontaneously, there were no rehearsed speeches, there was no decision taken, kiska naam lena hai, kiska nahi lena hai, who is to be named, who is not to be named, and that itself made the movement what it is. I am wondering tonight why one needs to discuss and strategize and plan who to name, not to name. Is there any worry? Is it because somebody is being targeted by the enforcement directorate?
Arnav ji, I really thank you very much, Arnav ji. You are putting our both movements in a proper perspective. And by your participation in this debate, you have given us a new idea.
No, I am not here to give ideas. I am not here to give ideas. My question is, Shazia has responded very quickly. Shazia, very quickly, and then I am going to our political panelist. Shazia, very quickly, Shazia. Interesting.
To name or not to name is not the question. The question is to allow for diversity in strategy.
Absolutely.
To prevail.
Absolutely.
And I really believe that. And I also think that, not in the way Mao said it, but let 1,000 flowers bloom, let 1,000 movements
let 1,000 flowers bloom. Kamal Farooqi. So Shazia says let 1,000 flowers bloom. Kamal Farooqi.
Not in the Mao Zedong.
I just want to remind...
way, but...
Listen, Shazli, I just want to remind you and Vaidik ji and other people, just about 1 or 2 months ago, all of the important people from Baba Ramdev were there in India Islamic Cultural Center, wherein they had committed that in the next meeting we will put up the question of the reservation of the Muslim, because to them it was a fraud on constitution.
Okay,
I just failed to understand. It came in all the newspaper. Why Mr. Baba Ramdev failed to address this question also while he was dealing with the corruption? That shows that he is not very clear-headed.
That says Baba Ramdev is not being clear. Last point to Nirmala Sitharaman before we wrap up. Frankly,
no.
One second. What? Okay.
फारूकी जी जो कह रहे हैं factually correct नहीं है. It's not factually correct. You see, Baba Ramdev mentioned it, and he said, I don't differentiate between a Muslim and a Hindu and a Christian. All poor people, all Dalits, all depressed, all have-nots must receive proper attention.
Okay, Nirmala Sitharaman.
That's what he said.
Nirmala Sitharaman, do you think Baba Ramdev's neutrality will really be clear the day he can also target and question the BJP? This hands-off policy won't work.
Well, I think lots of movements have been questioning the BJP, and we've been answering whether about people on whom there could be a charge which is yet to be proved, or whether it is on Jan Lokpal. But may I please, even if you're going to accuse me of slightly digressing from the issue, I'm not really digressing, but I want to ask of you. Today, every one of us is talking about campaign against corruption, either by one strategy or the other. Name and shame by one, or not name by another. And BJP definitely with statutory bodies, reports and evidences in the parliament and on the streets, which we will be starting from 7th of June. I just want to ask you today, since we are talking about it in such an elaborate way, how is that Congress has got excluded from this debate? Do we believe that the Congress has no conviction to fight corruption? I don't know who I should ask this question. Why are they not here for us today?
Well, the Congress party, not for want of asking. Let me place that on record, as you know, Nirmala, very well. We are debating with the Congress, but on another subject, on how they have taken on state governments. Now, we can't make people speak on certain subjects, nor can we speak for them.
Yeah, but this is an important subject.
Well, now, Nirmala, because you didn't answer my earlier question, and because I got back factually to you, you've come back with that report. But that question of yours, that's a lighter way. That question of yours rightfully should go to the Congress party. But I thank you all for taking part in that debate tonight. Eventually, whether to name or not to name is not that big an issue, is it?